Hello, every and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not pony related. Why? Because we are holding a memorial for my lost headset. That's why you're probably hearing my voice being sound different a little bit lately. Because my trusty headset that has been with me since the first year of the show. No, really, if you people remember my old one before the current one, that old one had me fuzzy and couldn't get my voice through well enough. Then we've had the one that's been with us since year one. As a matter of fact, it was right around where loyalties lie that we got the brand new one. And now it's gone. We're hosting a memorial for it, but right now, let's check out a fanfic by an old friend of ours, J.A. Phillips. So, without further ado, sit back here as we hear the Dirty Berry Memorial Library and proud to present Green Man by J. Phillips. It's a Batman story. Woot. Enjoy. The Green Man by J. A. Phillips. Chapter 1, only chapter. It was a cold night in Gotham City. Some may think that is typical of Gotham, to be painfully cold during the average month. Almost as if the very firemen took an aggressive stance against you. And yet, there's something in the air on this night that felt particularly cold, cutting straight through clothes and skin and hitting its mark in the bones of the people that walked the streets. Even with the weather reports suggesting a chilly night, it was still a shock to them just how bad it felt. In fact, even one man, perched alone on a gargoyle on top of Gotham's tallest buildings, wearing an armored costume meant to cut cushion against blows, deflecting bullets and hinder knives, could feel just how cold it was. Normally, a chill like this could only be felt if Mr. Freeze went on to town on a raid, or at the very least if it were winter. This kind of naturally cold air just didn't happen in the middle of July. For a man like this, it could mean only one thing. It was going to be one of those nights, the Dark Knight thought to himself, looking down upon the city. Despite being usually thought of as a loner, Batman didn't generally like being up here by himself. The oftentimes witty banter with his colleagues at times helped to keep him from becoming too tense as he waited to call for action. Fortunately, Damien was working a case with Stephanie, looking at some missing children, something that surprised him and how much more comfortable he'd become working with her. Catherine was following the leads into intergang dealings. Cassandra and Renee were helping with that. Dick was working with John to search for Superman following the Talos incident. Tim was off with the Titans, who knows where, and Selena was hopefully staying out of trouble. It seemed the world was becoming a bit hectic, following what they had been led to believe was not only the saving of their world, the actual restoration of it after it had simply vanished into nothing. As such, that left Bruce to wait by himself, wait until a scream or a siren filling out the air, wait until to see who it was that would need to set the night's events into motion. Scarecrow unleashing a new fear toxin, Joker killing some random pedestrian for fun, Selena not staying out of trouble, perhaps just a random group of thugs getting into more trouble than they know to deal with. Regardless, the Key Crusader waited alone. However, he was still having trouble remembering at times. Even when he stood alone, he was never really alone. Batman, got something for you. A young woman's voice rang out over the common's cowl. Batman tried not to sigh as he heard Proxy's voice. Not because he was annoyed with her in any way, just that he was used to having Alfred and Barbara in his ear. He usually worked on Team Batgirl, as he and Stephanie were keen to call themselves. However, with so many tasks having to be split up amongst them, it left Wendy to fill in as his oracle for the night. Plus, it just further depressed him to know that more and more people decide to become heroes, facing tragedy in their lives nowadays. While he felt proud for her continuing to fight the good fight, despite losing the last of her legs, it's like Barbara had done years before, couldn't help but feel like this was slowly but surely becoming a natural result for more and more people in their line of work. What is it, Proxy? Bruce asked, trying his best to pull all those thoughts outside. A body at Polly's Diner, Wendy answered. Looks like the place was closing early tonight, and there's an incident. GCPD looks like quite swamped tonight, though. Like a lot of us are these days. He out the gargoyle. Reaching out, he grabbed the sides of his cape and held him out. The parakeet kept in the air, allowing his glide safely over the buildings before him. After a few minutes of riding the air currents, though, he eventually came to his destination, driving down softly on the roof of Polly's Diner. Going in through the vent, he quickly slid along it until he reached the kitchen, dropping out onto the floor. As he entered his chest, he gave a small twist to the dial on the yellow bat symbol, causing it to light up and illuminate the room. I'm in, the Dark Knight said as he slowly walked out of the kitchen into the main dining room of the diner. I'm remote connecting to Cal's feed through your computer now. It didn't take long to find a body, which sent a sheet over him. Clearly TCPD responded already, and had done much of a sleep at the crime scene, at least not yet, or he was simply waiting for him to take the first look. Either way, the body slumped to his right side, just in front of the booths before the front windows, which were smashed open. Glancing to the left, Batman took note of the front door. This was perfectly fine and locked. Okay, I'm no genius, but wouldn't it have been easier to bust through the door than to smash through the window? Frosty asked as Batman looked over the body. Maybe, unless there was a specific intent to this. Batman replied, using his lens to scan through the thin seat and locate a name tag on the person underneath. Victim is John Garrett, an employee here. Looks like he was in charge of shutting down for the evening. Cause of death? Wendy inquired, as Bruce knelt down to Garrett to look him over. Bullet to the head, just above the left temple, caused eternal bleeding. The King Crusader explained, for the damage done, I say he's only been dead for less than an hour, maybe 2. Right after closing time, Farsi suggested. So, someone busted in while he was locking up for the night and thunk him in the head? No, something a bit more simple. Batman went on, looking to the shattered glass, the hole left in the window. Shattered pane in the glass suggests it was broken by a small object, like a ball or a rock, and the glass came down around it. Continuing to search the floor, Bruce finally came upon the object in question. A simple rock, with green construction paper wrapped around it. Taking the paper off, he quickly spotted the word inhumane written in red pencil crayon on the inside. He strikes again, Roxy sighed. Steph and I have been following leads on some guy that's been breaking windows the past couple of nights around town. Any eyewitness reports? Batman asked. Yeah, but honestly, he didn't even sound human, Wendy explained. Green skin, red eyes. Sounds like Martian Manhunter's vandalizing cousin. People started calling him the Green Man. Creative name, Bruce muttered. And I suppose Batman took a lot of time and effort to come up with. Foxy snarked. Anyway, this guy's a vandal, but he's not a killer. He's not up until now. I don't think he tried to kill anyone tonight either, Batman replied. Your Green Man was just looking to break another window. Now he's got a kill on his record, Wendy finished with a sigh. He's probably panicking somewhere, Batman suggested. We need to find him before he does anything stupid. I've been trying to find a connection between the places he's been hitting, but I've got nothing. Proxy admitted regretfully. Just a bunch of random stores from random parts of town. As far as I can tell, Snyder's Books, Gale Wait. Clever! Clever! Bravo! Maybe we're looking at this the wrong way. Bruce saw around, walking back to the store and finding a small office. Put yourself in his shoes and think. Why would you feel ill will towards the stores? I don't know. Their employees get money and benefits and stuff? Proxy suggested. This is Batman filed a small file filled with resumes. Oh. Gale Wave is owned by Wayne Electronics, Batman mentioned before tapping the ear of his cowl, opening the come to the Batcave. Alfred, I need to go into Gale Wave's recent interview records and cross-reference them with these resumes. Get on it, sir. Bruce's butler and most trusted confidant replied as Batman scanned the names and resumes on his lens. Unfortunately, Miss King and the others are taking a short trip back to their own base of the group, so I have some free time. Here we are. Mr. Kenneth Ranger seems to applied there 2 weeks ago and was rejected for insufficient job experience.
According to his resume, he's 41, lives at 77 Morrison Street, dropped out of college of his freshman year. Marcy noted, only previous job experience is working as a janitor at Pax Pizzeria for 20 years.
Contact Cassandra and see if she has some time to check on it, Alfred said.
You know, I know the guy's got a bigger story. The guy who's doing the Batman and Catwoman thing, he's got a bigger story between Batman and Selena's relationship. But now that I think about it, Catwoman's little explanation of Batman can't be happy really doesn't have a leg to stand on when you take in consideration of all the people Bruce is connected to. Maybe if it was early in his career, you would have a leg to stand on. But I feel like the legitimate side argument somebody should have with Selena is, well, what about all the Robins? What about people like Cassandra and Kane and this girl? Batman shook his head, putting the resumes back.
She's needed elsewhere. I'll check it out. Roxy, keep looking at the Ranger. See if you can find anything else about him.
Already on it.
Wendy replied as Keith Crusader went back up the vent, turning the bat symbol light off. Once back on the roof, he pressed a button on his belt and he dropped down to the alley next to the restaurant. Within a few moments, the Batmobile pulled up, canopy sliding back for him to climb in. Doing so, he immediately closed it and revved the engines, tearing down the streets of Gotham as he passed the car's own communication to Proxy's channel.
Here we go. College records, Wendy announced over a couple of minutes. Looks like he dropped out of a fight with one of his classmates.
Any other record of violence or destructive tendencies? Batman asked.
Well, don't freak out, but he says he was kind of a clown,
Proxy described.
Known for interrupting class with jokes, just barely passable grades, like a Oh dear.
What is it? Bruce demanded.
Says in his record he was diagnosed with autism, Wendy explained. Low-level autism, but just enough to hold him back. In fact, it's suggested by eyewitnesses that he started the flight after his classmates called him a freaking retard or whatever.
Dark Knight couldn't help but frown. For the moment he realized this was a case of vandalism gone wrong. He had suspicions society had taken someone and turned him into a criminal, but he didn't want to believe it. Just once, as cliche an idea as it was, he wanted to meet a criminal without a tragic backstory or incident that happened to him. That just did what he did for the sake of violence and chaos. But as life had taught him, the desire to do wrong isn't something human beings are naturally installed with. Seeing as he was coming up to his destination, Batman slowed the Batmobile and pulled into a wide alley. Getting out, he took out the Bat-Caller grapple gun and launched it at a rooftop towering overhead. Launching himself upward, opening his cape and letting the wind carry him to the top of 77 Morrison Street, a small, run-down-looking apartment building. Proxy, whose apartment is it? Batman asked, getting out of line and carrying it to the roof.
Number 6, Wendy answered, sounding a little distracted. Second floor and to the left of the front door while facing it.
Bruce stopped as he came to the ledge, having caught the tone of her voice. Proxy?
Proxy sighed. I just found a hospital record her linking to him. Trudy Granger, his mother, died last month. Cancer.
Batman likewise sighed, but continued his job, scaling down the wall while holding the line. Anything else?
Funeral was held last week, Wendy went on. Apparently Ken could barely pay for it.
And his father? Batman asked, but arriving at a window to the apartment. Ran out?
No, actually. He died a couple of years before that, Proxy corrected the Dark Knight. He worked at a steel factory until he was murdered by
the Joker. Batman finished on the light bulb in his head. I remember now. Jeff Granger died from exposure to Joker toxin.
Nothing more either wanted to, or were ready to say at that point. Keith Crusader gently went about opening the window. Once that was done, he slid in through it, looking around a small living room kitchen, not wanting to alert anyone in his presence. He switched his count lens to night vision and Lou lining up his symbol, told him everything he needed to know. One bedroom, and the kitchen and living room were in the same room. No bathroom, meaning the tenants for this building must have shared one. Pillows on the couch meant this was probably where Ken slept. The floor was littered with pictures of various stores and restaurants. A stack of construction paper was sitting on an end table, pencil crayons laying on top of them. A bottle of skin dye was on the floor. Electric razor was laying next to the sink, with a head of hair lying in it, and a package for red contact lenses was laying on top of the garbage in a small trash can. "Get out!" a voice screamed, just before swinging something that smacked Batman across the head. Slumping against the sink, he felt something hit him again, this time in the back. He could tell it was likely a baseball bat. Swinging around, he thrust his palm forward, summoning his sealing back. Sure enough, it was the Green Man himself. His skin dye, hair completely shaved off, a red contact lens in his eye. He gave a yell, swung the bat, but his eyes showed something more than fear. It showed anger and despair. Rolling out of the way, Batman watched as the one bat broke over the side of the sink. With a scream, Ken threw the splintered piece and still in his hand to Dark Knight, one for him to knock it away. "I know what happened," Batman yelled as Ken looked at the splinter half of the bat in his hands. "Let me help you." "I said get the fuck out!" Ken screamed, throwing the bat at Dark Knight. Backhanding it away, Batman threw himself backward as the Green Man lunged at him, nothing but his bare hands. Using his momentum to send him crashing to a wall, Batman quickly got back to his feet, ready for more. But when it told him that there would be none, his calves instead lay sobbing on the ground, not out of pain, but because his anger finally let out. Depression now free to release himself. "Please, let's go!" Kenneth cried to try to cover his face. "Kenneth, I know what happened," Batman said again. "I know you didn't try to murder anyone. I know about your parents, and I know about your condition." Ken continued to sob, saying him a bit. "The doctor said I only had low-level autism. Said it made a difference in my life when I tried to further my education and archaic career. But they lied! They lied to me. I couldn't focus in school and everyone was horrible to me. When my dad died, I tried to get work so I could support me and my mom." Batman didn't say anything. Still watching as the Green Man poured his heart out. "I was trying to pay her medical bills. Then she died. Next thing I know, I'm having to pay out the ass for a goddamn funeral. I was orphaned because I'm a maniac, and no one cared. I wasn't a human being to them. So I did this. I started fighting back. I was so mad, and I didn't." "You didn't see the man locking up for the night," the Dark Knight finished. Ken nodded before sobbing and packed up again. "You thought you had a reason to put away what made you human, and make the world pay for threatening you, so you weren't. Since you are. I just want people to listen." Ken whimpered, desperate to fight for breath. "No one else was supposed to. Oh God, I'm sorry." There's nothing more to say. Bruce could already hear the sirens in the distance. With nothing else to do, he sat next to Kenneth, resting a hand on his shoulder as the Green Man continued to cry. In truth, the police there were in 5 minutes. Harsh silence in that apartment, freezing cold breeze blowing through an open window. Could have been easily mistaken for an agonizing eternity. "Services for Mr. Garin are apparently been paid for, and his wife and daughter have had their needs seen to for the foreseeable future." Vicky Vale went on the broadcast table to Gotham Nightlighter. "In related news, billionaire Bruce Wayne has made a surprise announcement that he is looking into the establishment of a special work training facility for people with varying levels of physical and mental disabilities, handicaps, and disorders. The trainees will receive a training allowance that may, in fact, come straight from Mr. Wayne's own figurative pocket. The news comes mere days after revealed that Kenneth Granger, who suffers from autism, was the notorious fan of the Green Man. Granger's therapist says he was unable to comment, but seemed a bit more positively responsive after hearing of this development." The end. It's stories like this that do two things to me. Number one, it reminds me of what Batman is. He's a hero. And it's partly the reason why I get ticked off by Frank Miller's constant, "Yeah, Batman's so great! Wants to punch out the guy! Wants to punch out the bad guy! Yeah!" Or Snyder's Batman v Superman, where Batman goes in and punch out the guys, yeah! And well, I do feel a little bit better when they showed that Batman was taking care of that one guy who was dying. Because I feel like they keep forgetting the man and the humanity in Batman. It's like some writers, Maley Miller, just want to focus on Batman kicking ass and beating up the bad guys. Yeah! There's more to Batman than that. He's still human. He's still a nice guy. Full of the same desire for compassion that we have. I suppose this is the same reason why I think the whole idea of Batman and Superman fighting it off is kind of stupid. And why the whole premise of Batman v Superman is stupid. Because Batman does have compassion. He has understanding. He looks into other things. He actually thinks. When you have Batman going up against Superman like that, like it happened in Batman v Superman, Snyder was taking away Batman's humanity. Batman's basic understanding of the human function. It was a throwing Clark under a train. But we know that's not Batman. This is Batman. Being both able to destroy, yet understand. And understand what makes some people either dress up as a dark figure or become a crazy clown. That there is a line, that there is a difference. And sometimes it's not necessarily a punch that wins the day. Somewhere along the line, Batman v Superman, Snyder forgot that. No, not Snyder. It was Goyer. Goyer forgot that. Yeah, I'll say it right now. I'm not blaming just Snyder. Snyder probably got some great visuals and stuff like that. But why do I blame Goyer more? Because I just don't think Goyer can do anything do any good writing outside of Batman. The other thing that this makes me think of is why I object to heroes killing. Why I object to things like what the Punisher does when, well, more like a badly written Punisher. Yes, there's a difference. I'll go into that later, but not all criminals are heartless like Joker. Not all are beyond redemption. Not all are beyond saving. Sometimes, just simple men who want better out of life but fail because they don't see another way. I'm not trying to be some genius, trying to go into what makes a criminal a criminal. There are billions, no, trillions of reasons why. You can't really scientifically break it all down, like some writers would. And that's what this short little story, which quite frankly wouldn't be too bad for maybe an 11-minute episode, goes into. And the difference between a badly written Punisher and a good written Punisher. A badly written Punisher wouldn't care if he just left a kid an orphan. A bad one will drive away, start thinking about how that kid's either going to grow up to be an enemy or a police officer doing his best to move on to his life. See, I may not like the Punisher, but I do respect. The story treats it in a good way, and I got nothing bad to say about it. Well, that was one down, thousands more to go. See you next time.